Wow, that was really interesting. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Video Village, and welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a new video by Otyken, and it's Tundra. I have definitely seen Otyken around before. They're a Siberian indigenous group that makes really interesting and really beautiful music, and I've really enjoyed their videos so far. I've just never had the chance to actually cover their videos on the channel before, so I'm really stoked to go take a look. In case you are new here, my name is Manon the Reeper. I'm a filmmaker. I mostly work in the horror and sci-fi genres. I have some videos of mine available on the channel so you can take a look, some short films and some other stuff that I've done. I also am on Patreon, where you can find some of my work, as well as, check out some of the behind the scenes of everything that's going on here. And yeah, I am based in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam to be specific. I have worked in the US and in Australia as well. I used to run a film magazine, so film is very, very deeply seated in my heart. So here on the channel, I kind of take a look at everything that goes into making music videos from a filmmaking perspective, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's dive into Tundra.
Tell
Wow, that was really interesting. I love her voice. She is such a good singer, and the way that they use their voices, like we hear it with The Who sometimes as well, which is such a cool band too, which is from Mongolia. The throat singing, it's just, yeah, it's really cool. And you know, they had the guy with the throat singing and then combined with her really clear vocals. It's just really beautiful and just some unusual sounds. And I love the theatrics of, you know, the clothes that they wear as well as the instruments and everything. It's just, you know, it's a part of the world that I know absolutely nothing about. So it's really nice to, you know, YouTube does offer us that window into the world. It's so cool. And we get to know and see things that maybe we here aren't really familiar with, but they are. And I just love that they're able to share their culture and their piece of the world with us this way. With some, like, a real banger, too. It's like, this was a cool song. I love the rhythm of their music quite a bit. So yeah, let's take a look at some of these shots and the setup and everything. And so we're introduced to them in the snow here, and it's really cool looking. But then we immediately cut to this environment where they're in like a very sort of formal restaurant type of setting, and they're dancing, and I really love them here. And it's such an interesting space because it looks so Western and formal and you know, Russian Western specifically with all of the gold and everything. And them set in that space, I'm sure that they went for that specific sort of contradiction, or not contradiction necessarily, but like a contrast, right? So I really love that. And so they're dancing, they're making their music, and we have this little guy who just put on the little mustache, and he gave me a little bit of like a Peaky Blinder vibe, which, to be honest, like the whole setting has that sort of mafia kind of vibe to it anyway, because he had to like present himself to the security here, and then he gets let in, and it's really like they're performing for these sort of gangster-looking types here, and then of course it turns out that the men in white here are actually dancers who join them, and I thought that was an interesting twist, really kind of fun. Yeah, I love this little whistle thing that she was using. Like, all the instruments are really nice, even though we don't hear some of them in the music. I really think it adds a lot to the performance here. So, I mean, the video is done pretty efficiently. We have a lot of natural light here. I think that there was a light positioned here in the back to light this side a little bit more. You see some harsh lighting on her shoulders here. We don't have any lights here on the table, so they're mostly lit by these lights around, on the walls and this one here. So it's pretty efficient in that regard. And there's only like a couple of angles that we get to see, so they didn't have too many setups. You know, they have them on like they put the camera on a gimbal or a Steadicam, depending on what type of camera they were using, but I think a gimbal. And they're basically going back and forth between the band members here as they're performing. And they're so cool, like really badass. I absolutely love this. Love the costume. Really cohesive as well, their costumes are. So yeah, love that. And this red rose here also has something to do with the story a little bit, because she actually hands the red rose to one of those guys. Or whatever kind of flower it is anyway. I'm not sure if it's a rose, but we get the point. Yeah, and then I love their glasses and them just sitting here with their cigars and their whiskey or whatever it is that they're drinking. So really a lot of fun setups. Love the dancing. That was a surprise. I didn't really expect that at all. But the costuming works, you know, it's a very cohesive look. So they're dancing, all of them dancing. I'm not sure what the story is necessarily. Like, I'm curious what it was that they wanted to say. Like, what the story is when they were making this video. Obviously, like, the director and Otyken kind of thought about, you know, the story behind the video. And I'm not really gleaning it from the video itself. And maybe someone has some idea of what it you know, how is it about them having to perform for these gangsters as indigenous women? You know, it feels like there's some subtext here that I am maybe missing. And I also don't want to read too much into it where there maybe is none, you know? So yeah, I absolutely love this angle specifically because it just gives us such a great view of the architecture as well, and like this space. And then this guy starts doing his throat singing. I love his jacket and the little hat. It's just really cool. Love that. Love that he's using this type of microphone as well. It has a little bit of like that old school gangster movie vibe to it, which is a really fun and sort of nice twist to this. And then this little guy slips out, the music ends, and they all rush out and they go back into the forests. And we end on this part, which I absolutely love. As I said, it's like I don't know anything about these parts of the world, and it's just looks so beautiful to me. And I love seeing these little glimpses into cultures and peoples that we may not really know as much about. So yeah, what a lovely video. It's a short and sweet one. Not as much of a story, but we do love seeing this kind of thing. And yeah, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Would love to hear. Let me know if there's another Otyken video that maybe has a little bit more of a story to it, because I love looking at music videos that have more of a short film vibe to it with more of a story, because there's more for me to kind of deconstruct. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. Check out the other videos on my channel. I have like 150 or so or more, 200 at this point maybe, videos on my channel that you can check out. And we look at everything from pop to metal to dance music to all sorts. So there might be something else there that you might like. Give this video a like so we can reach more people. Have a great day. I hope to see you for the next one. Peace.